الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره. نعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها بث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد إن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. شر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد: بسم الله من الشيطان الرجيم. قل إن كنتم تحبون الله فاتبعوني يحببكم الله ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم والله غفور رحيم. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى أكون أحب إليه من والده وولده والناس أجمعين. اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Always begin by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's all the blessings that we cannot even count. Blessings that He sent Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So we send salam to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina wa Mawlana on the day of Friday. Whenever we remember our Prophet, then we send a salam. I recited from Surah Al Imran, and then the hadith, hadith. The context is nobody knows, or there are information about the day of birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but the day he died is authentic. He died on the 12th of Rabiul Awwal. We are in the month of Safar, the middle, so just a month away from that day when he sallallahu alaihi wasallam went back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ila Rafiq al-Ala. This is what he said. The Sahaba said that was the most previous day because they loved him. Though we have not seen him. Now, I wanted to bring this topic because we all have heard a hadith, especially the interaction that he had, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, with Umar radiallahu anhu. These are big names. Umar radiallahu anhu, Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu. So the narration goes that he asked Umar radiallahu anhu, how much do you love me? Bottom line is of that incident is that he said that your iman is not complete until you love me more than yourself. What does this mean? It exhibits itself on the day of Uhud. When there were Sahaba who were protecting Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam by having arrows hit them on the back. They were shielding him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is love. This is love. And on top of that, whatever he said, he picked it as if this is the most important thing in their lives. Down to now, when we say, if it is a sunnah, it's optional. Of course, when there is no love and it is a mechanical exercise, then we will just look for the easiest path, least resistance path. It is the pride, but then that's the lowest level. And that's why, very important, to have time to learn about these personalities in Islam that gave their lives. We have young people here. Who does not like to have good clothing? Who does not like to have good perfume and a nice car? But there was a young man who sacrificed everything for the deen. His name was Mus'ab ibn Umair. This is what love does. That thing becomes the center of your life. Because right now, we have these cell phones, we have people around us. There is very little reminder. This, may Allah have mercy on our brother who passed away a few days back. He was from Masjid. His children are back in the home country. Both parents died. This is life. It can happen to anyone. That end is not the end, it's the beginning. May Allah, when we go with this longing to see our Prophet of Allah. Sahaba asked this question. It's a narration. It says, Sahabi came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Whether he was Quran or somebody else. But the name is not important. The concept is important. And he said, Oh Rasulullah, we see you every day in this dunya. But once you go into Jannah, you are a prophet. You will be at the highest level. We are nobody. So we won't be able to meet you. And that makes me sad. You know what he said when he heard that? He did not say anything, by the way. According to that hadith, he kept quiet. Wahi came down. Wahi came down. That is found in Surah Al-Nisa, which is that the people whoever obeys وَمَن يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ أُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ اللَّهُ مِنَ النَّبِيِّينَ. Surah Al-Fatiha, what do we read? اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. Surah Nisa says, أولئك الذين أنعم الله من النبيين. These are the people that we ask Allah in Surah Al-Fatiha every single rak'ah. Oh Allah, guide us to the path of those who received your in'am. Let's say, Surah Nisa tells us, these are the people who are al-nabiyyin, al-siddiqin, al-shuhada, al-salihin. We ask for this. But we have the consciousness when we are reading Surah Fatiha, we are asking Allah to give us the company of a Nabiyyin. How does it come? Another hadith says, you will be with the one you love. Another Sahabi asked, and he said, don't be sad because you will be the one you love. But it's also a warning that if we come to Islam on the outside, but our heart is not there, our heart is somewhere else, we will be with the ones that our heart is with. Very important to work on the heart. Everyone is a judge of himself or herself. To really have that love, first and foremost, Allah, who gave us eyes, gave us hearing. For a moment, think of a child who is born without eyes and the child cannot hear. And he or she will stay like this until the day he or she dies. What type of life is that? You won't be able to speak because if you cannot hear, you cannot learn, so you won't be able to speak. You cannot speak, you cannot hear, you cannot see. And there are people like that. I'm not creating a fictitious story. Just being able to see is an in'am. It's a blessing. I know it's selfish, but still, that is the reason we should love Allah. There is no other reason we can think of. On top of that, then, the biggest blessing, as I said, those who don't even see. There was a Sahabi, Abasa wa Tawalla. We read this surah. Could not see. But that the blessing there is the presence of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is the blessing that we have through Al Quran, through the Seerah. That is enough reason to love. But if we do not know, if we do not read about and ponder about how this eye works, how the hearing works, it's a small amount of liquid in the cavity. If it gets disturbed, you won't be able to stand. If you learn these things, then you appreciate the value of it. How the eye sees. You don't have to be called a scientist to know it. You should have the longing to learn how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala designed us. And once we understand, then the appreciation and love will come not from the outside, it will come from the inside. There's no electrical switch here. The heart is beating. There is no pump in this world that can work like that. Human design is the best design. Are we thankful for that? How should it come out from us? Through the love. And of course, there is shaitan. And that is the fight we have to fight. And that will come through the company, like we come here for Salah. Sit together. We remind each other of the bounties of Allah subhanahu. That is the only way through zikr. And zikr could be alone. You're driving. Have a CD or have something on your phone. It's really, phone is not bad. It's the use of it. All comes down to what is your goal in life. My goal in life is to say my Prophet sallallahu. Many people, I was listening to his speech, he said, I was so, not mad, but I was so anxious that I'm doing everything that is there. Mashallah is all. My wish is to see my Prophet in the dream. And I've not been able to. I have met people who on the outside are not practicing. We have seen their dream. So his sheikh reminded him, saying this, critical, that this act of longing to see in the dream is beloved to Allah. Because once you have seen it, it's the end of the game. Seen it. The shock will go away, your longing will go away. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves the act of longing. And the one who saw in his dream probably needed guidance. There have been stories. People have said that non-Muslims, I heard a voice, and they became Muslims. The guidance is in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses them. My goal today is that we practice on our heart. Hear that longing. Every day hear about one passed away, that we ask Allah, touch that. Oh Allah, yeah, really love you, the Rasul sallallahu. But that ayah that we studied, in kuntum tuhibbuna Allah, it should have this faith. فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ. Is there a bigger status than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself saying, I love you? And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves someone, he tells Jibreel, go announce Allah love. And every creature on earth loves you. What is the formula here? فَاتَّبِعُونِي. Obey me, meaning the Prophet. When you look at the life of the Prophet, you have to spend time. Because if studying about the Prophet is only limited to Friday Khutbah or some random speeches during the month of Rabiul Awwal, that is not going to cut it. There has to be an active program of learning about the Prophet and about the Sahaba. Another center they had in summer, they had a series of stories on Sahaba. Learn about Sahaba, what they did. Umar radiallahu anhu, who was ready to kill the Prophet ﷺ, was the one who said, I'll chop the head, whoever says the Prophet ﷺ has died. That 180 shift, how does it happen? We ask Allah to give us that love. Because if our dua is sincere, inshallah, when we leave this country, we'll be the happiest person on earth. So few will cry. Like in the Shuhada of Uhud, they said, Oh Allah, our relatives, don't worry, they are not dead. They are enjoying their life. Be happy for them. And that is the life that we ask Allah to give us after we die. After that, there is a life. After that is the real life. Whoever is leaving, our brother, may Allah have mercy on him. He must be, inshallah, enjoying the in'am of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his wife. He was one of us. He was one of us. We ask Allah to grant us this ability to use, especially this, I will call it a ni'mah. Some people may disagree. Verify a hadith, the believers, things that we call digital means. It's also a blessing. It's all up to us how we use it. Whenever we are alone, or we are never alone. Whenever we are alone, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with us. When you pick that phone, you remember that Allah is watching me. Please stay away from haram. But that is what is going to put us in trouble. Do it for the sake of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He gave his entire life. He called us Ikhwani. The last part of his life, he said, I wish I could see my brothers. He said, we are your brothers. He said, you're not. My brothers are those who will come after me. Though they have not seen me, they will have belief in me. Let's develop that. Let's develop that plan by dedicating some time every day learning about his life. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم أعز الإسلام وذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداء الدين يا رب العالمين. اللهم اصرف إخواننا في كل مكان. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم وفقنا لما تحب وترضى. اللهم توفنا مسلمين وألحقنا بالصالحين. عباد الله رحمكم الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم.